Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see this time we are going to check fresh release from Tamiya. It is molded in a big scale, let's say it's 1/12, because it copies the bike, so it's Honda Mic 125, actually monkey, not the mic, and it was presented on recent Nuremberg toy show, and now we have a commercial sample, so it means you get exactly the same kit as what you see here. And we are going to check it in this video review. So first of all, I've reviewed several bike kits from this manufacturer, but I haven't assembled them, and I think this might be an interesting candidate for the first try, let's say. So box size is not that big. For the bike kit it's even more impressive because it's really tiny, but weight is quite noticeable. Here you can see comparison with my hand. And what do we have here is a short list of the features. So as you can see, form captured, blah blah blah, detailed engine, engine swing arm, front fork and rear fender screw attached to the frame, metal plated fenders, muffler cover and more, synthetic rubber tires which have realistic tread. So it should be quite an interesting stuff to see how it is implemented in plastic. Then on the side here we see one of the marking options, so it is painted with Pearl Nebula red. It is the same as what we see on the box art. We also have some Japanese writings here, but I'm not sure what does it mean. And then here we have another one. This one is finished in banana yellow, it's written here. And now we are going to open it. So as you can see, that's top opening box. As usual for Tamiya, this one is quite thick. Then here is a small proof that all this stuff was bought with your help, not with help of any manufacturer. So we have here plastic sprues packed into the separate plastic bags. So as you can see, we have the chrome plated parts, the silver covered plastic parts, also some rubber parts. Here we have the seat, but we are going to check them one by one, and we are going to start with those chrome parts. So just give me a second. We will take a look. As usual, everything is closed with help of those paper clips. So I'm going just to use the debonder. Maybe it will be faster and easier. In the meantime, I would like to say that there is a, I would say, a certain following of the Tamiya bike kits, and you always see them in some crazy builds on model exhibitions, at least here in Czech Republic. So that's why it is always interesting to see what is actually depicted or copied in the new plastic. So that's why I decided to get this monkey as soon as I saw it in the model shop and to check it together with you. So here we have first plastic sprue, and this one copies actually the chrome plated parts on this vehicle. So just give me a second. I think we should place it like this and it will focus the camera. So now we should be able to see it. Here we have various covers which look really nice. I thought it would be necessary to cover them with the chrome paint, but they look more or less fine. As you can see here we have the headlamps and also some other minor control elements. Everything looks good, and I think with careful application you will get a really nice result even with out of the box elements, and that's really cool in my opinion. Then here we have another interesting stuff. These are clear elements, so just give me a second to open them. That's why I hate the paper clips. You can easily damage your fingers while opening those, and it's not that pleasant procedure trying to remove them. Okay, so here we have clear parts, and I would like to show them in detail like this. So we have this huge lens for the headlamp. We also have some lenses for the tail lights and turn lights. Everything looks fine. I'm not sure if masks are included though, so we'll check it a bit later in assembly manual. Next we have these rubber parts which are also packed together with screwdriver. So just give me a second to open them. This kit might be an interesting possibility or perfect possibility to get the small Tamiya screwdriver out of the box. even though I'm not sure how it can be used later in our hobby, but this here, it comes as a standard bonus, so you won't have to search for the screwdriver. Okay, so what do we have here is this small plastic bag with various screws. As you can see, they're quite long because they will be attaching the body panels as far as I remember. Next we have the rubber tires. So first of all, I would like to show their thread. So here you can see it. It looks quite nice, and here you can see from this side. On this side we don't have any writings, but still these parts look good, they're flexible. So it will be up to you if you would like to use this or you would like to search for some aftermarket upgrade. Then here we have some rubber, I would say, cable, which will be replicating the brake lines and also some other stuff on the bike. And it's really cool that it is included out of the box, so you won't have to deal with any additional searches, let's say. Here we have two springs. As you can see, they're connected together just to make sure they won't be lost, but of course you have to separate them and install them for the front and rear wheels. Next we have the small screwdriver, as I said before. So this one will be used for the screws we saw the moment earlier. Okay. And next we have this black plastic part. This one replicates the seat. So as you can see, it comes straight away in the black color, and it will be interesting to see the finish of this part, because manufacturer suggests that you can use it without painting. You just install it straight away on the model and you will be good to go. I guess this is a rubber part. Yes, it is. So as you can see, it is quite soft and it can get dirty quite fast. As you can see, just swipe the finger and you have all the dust on this part, but it looks really cool. I mean, it replicates the rubber, I would say, so it might be a viable option for the build. Next we have gray plastic sprue. This one is packed into the separate plastic bag as well, and as you can guess by the color, we have here various technical parts, let's say. So it means engine, wheel rims, maybe some exhaust parts, and we are going to take a look at them in a second. So here they are. Let's place it like this, and then we just zoom the camera. Now we should be able to see it. So here, first of all, we have two wheel rims. We also have the engine parts and brake discs here. We also have the drive chain. Then we have the exhaust parts here, various control elements and suspension parts. Molding quality is really impressive, by the way. Here you can see the control handles with the brake control. And let's zoom even more so that you can see all this stuff in detail. Attachment points are more or less thin, but in some cases you will have to be careful, because for example here it is placed right in the middle of the engine block. So you will have to be careful while cutting it off, otherwise you might end up with a really ugly cut. Here we also have the controls. Now let's flip it over. Here you can see that inside we have guiding pins, guiding elements, which should help with proper assembly of those parts, which are divided into two halves. This is a typical Tamiya feature, so it's nothing special in a good sense, I would say, but still it will be helpful while building this bike. Next we have white colored plastic sprue, and as you can guess, this one will be used for the body panels. Even though there are not that many body panels on this bike, still Tamiya decided to get them in the white plastic so that it will be easier for you to paint them into the necessary paint shade. So just give me a second to open it. I need to remove all the paper clips, and here we are. So the most noticeable in my opinion is the main frame, which is molded as a one-piece part here, and of course it will have to be it has to be painted into the body color, so maybe red or yellow. The same can be said about this tank part. As you can see, it should be glued out of two halves, so be ready to sand the seam between those two halves. And inside we have guiding pins, The same can be said about those parts. Also note that front fork has guiding pins as well, so be careful while painting all this stuff. But otherwise I don't see any possible issue with these elements. It should be relatively easy to build them. Just be careful while attaching them together. Next we have assembly manual. There is also background information note and also some assembly tips, etc, etc. So just give me a second to pick them up. But first of all I would like to show this small plastic bag. As you can guess, here we have Decal Sheet. So I'm going to remove it here and here. Okay. So first of all we have Decal Sheet. As you can see here we have all necessary symbols, even the dashboard decals, so it will be up to you which one you will choose, the switched on or switched off. Of course there are several number plates, so Monkey or Honda. It will be again, choice will be up to you. And then here we have small masking sheet. I'm not sure how they will be used. We have to check the assembly manual. Next, as I said, we have also the tech tips. These show how to assemble the plastic kit. So there are several tips on the on this process. Next, we have also some technical information about the real bike. As you can see, it is printed on the separate brochure in several languages. And then we have assembly manual. So here it is. Short history note was on the background information. So here we have the safety advices on the front page. Next we have two, let's say, marking options, but nobody stops you from replicating something different. Everything starts from the frame, and as you can see here already you have to paint some parts. Then we continue with engine, and next step is attaching engine on the frame, and that's where we will be using the screws. Then we continue with rear fender. As you can see, it's a complex assembly, and again it employs the screws, so be ready to use this small screwdriver. Here we work on the rear brake caliper. Here we continue with the attaching rear wheel on the frame, and then we also attach the swing arm to the overall assembly. Here we assembled the rear dampers, so that's where these small springs will be used, and as you can see they should be installed from both sides obviously. Then we continue working on the front fork. Here we assemble the front wheel, and next we install the front fork together with wheel, and then we install it on the main frame. Again we use the screw. Here we work on the handlebar, and next piping. And note that for piping we have this special, let's say, guides on the necessary length, so that you will know which length exactly you will need for this or that pipeline. But there will be plenty of this, so be ready to glue them into the place. Here we continue with exhaust assembly. Then we attach exhaust on the bike, painting fuel tank here, and I think that's where we will be using the mask. So as you can see, it's written here. No, the masking tape, it's written that it's sold separately, so I'm not sure where the masking sheet is used. Then we attach the fuel tank on the main frame, and we continue with attaching seat on this model together with side mirrors. And here we have also some painting advices on how to paint this model. Of course, marking guide is printed in black and white, which is not that cool, but it's typical for Tamiya, even though I do not like it. So overall we have really interesting small bike kit. Even though this is a 1/12 scale, still in the finished state it won't be quite a huge model. So it might be interesting for those who would like to try their hands in the bike genre. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about such kit. Write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because it will help us greatly and you won't miss any new video reviews. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Bye.